All right. Thanks for tuning in once again. This is Where Games Banished video. This is part 3 of our boarding series. Our town is called Boarding. If you watch the first 2 parts, you've seen us grow from the one little storage barn into a bustling little town with a small firewood economy that's starting up. We also have some sheep that we're going to use to create a coat economy. And we're just barely getting going with our breweries for an ale economy. So the goal here is to try to get this place up and make it into a powerhouse of industry. When we last stopped, this guy had just arrived at a trading post. What does he have? Pepper seeds. Do we want pepper seeds? Peppers are a good crop because they come in early. So I think I'm going to buy it. Haven't turned the traders down yet. And then I'm also going to order this guy. I'm going to tell him I want wheat seeds. So that when we get our brewing up to snuff, we can use the wheat for that. So on your way. And then next year, I want peppers in the field, you guys. So I might throw another field in there just for fun. In this little area. Maybe 2. We're going to have way more food than we need. Peppers. The problem we're having at the moment, of course, is, again, we're overstretched in the amount of things that we're trying to do and the amount of the resources we're trying to gather all at the same time. Everything's a little bit stretched. You can see we've got no logs in right now, so it's going to make things a little bit tricky for creating firewood. And any firewood we create, of course, is going to go to replenishing these. If we need to, we can give some units back to the town, but I suspect we'll be okay. And we had laborers trying to cut all these trees down, but of course it does take a while, so. These middle ones we didn't tell them to take. And we can put in another herdsman. We've got 2 here. We really need 1 per pasture. And we're going to tell these guys, get some sheep going. Split this herd. So now we've got 2. Now it's going to take us longer to get going with this, but when we do get going, it'll get going faster. And there's a bunch of sheep in there too that we didn't really need in there, so we're going to empty that one out. So you can see now our logs are starting to come in that we just told them to make sure we had enough of those. What have we got on the build? We've got 4 laborers working on stuff right now. So yeah, everything on this side of the map's looking good. Looking good, looking good. Our hospital is still being built because we ran out of stone for a while and then we ran out of iron. Now that we've got enough of both of those things, they'll finish building the hospital. Yay. And even before we needed it. How about that? So you can see again, we've used a lot of logs we're cutting down, and we're going to have a lot of firewood, which is kind of what our economy's running on right now, so it's not a bad thing. So we could also grab all the logs along the back of this area too. It's just a matter of rotating. We just tried to grab every single log from everywhere, but after a while, once you've got a bunch, you grab some from one place and you leave another. Like this will be a great area at some point here. We can log this whole thing, and there's lots of stone there too, so we can clear that out at some point. But for now, we're feeling pretty good about stuff. This is the other thing we're building right now. We don't have enough stone yet for the cemetery. So I could just kind of bulk grab all the stone in this area. We're a little bit low on iron. We had a bunch over here that we told the dudes to grab. See, we just got a lot of resources, and it just takes a while for them to get around to grabbing everything. I'm still kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop in the old age thing, too. We've got our first, what we're calling the cohort, right? Our first cohort is still dying off, so we've got younger people there. This guy's 73, 77, and 61. So a lot of the folks that moved in the first are still dying off on us, but I think we're going to be okay. The way that we got around that, of course, was by continually adding new houses in slowly over time. And that's important if you want to keep going. And you can see that in the graphs. If you go to your citizens, your population, you can see here, this has just been steadily climbing. Number of adults. And so right now the number of students is climbing up to match the number of children. If your number of children drops, then eventually your number of students is going to drop, and eventually your number of adults is going to drop. So you just want to keep an eye on those. If you want to grow big and fast, you got to constantly be pumping more kids into the world. If you want to kind of slow it down, you can manage that a little bit easier. Now that we have the city hall as well, you're going to have nomads, the potential for nomads. And they're a whole different battle because they create an immediate need for a bunch of housing and a bunch of food, and often a lot of disease comes in with them. But sometimes they can be pretty handy if you're short on people. All right, this guy we've seen before. He's brought us some wheat and some cherry, which we can start using to make ale. So we're probably going to buy all of that. That's more than we need, of course. So we need 1,500 units, so 500 of those should do the trick. We'll get rid of him. This guy's brought us wool. For now, we're going to buy the wool. Eventually, we're not going to need to buy the wool. We'll buy all. Yeah, we're going to buy everything this guy has. He's got lots of good stuff. So we need just shy of 2,000. So what is that? 650? Oh, no, sorry. It's 4 per unit. So 500 will get us to 2,000. Yeah, it's close enough. And this guy already has orders, so we'll dismiss him. So the first few times they come in, you want to check and make sure that you've got orders set already so that they're not just bringing you the same stuff all the time, assuming that they're bringing you stuff that you don't want. So we can now tell our tavern guy, I know we just bought 1,000 units of cherry. They haven't quite made it out into the world yet, but we're going to start telling him to do that. And we're going to start amping this up. We're going to put in a second tavern. And eventually we're going to have probably 6 or 7 of those, and they'll be pumping out ale like crazy. Our hope is to get some wheat seeds and maybe put them in not too far away so that there's lots of wheat available. And that's going to ramp up that side of that economy. Over here in Sheep World, this pasture's almost full, and this one's got a little bit of ways to go yet. We're already going to be producing some wool, not a lot, 60 per year on that field. This one's only done 6. And we've got one tailor right now who is making jackets, 246 of them, so we should probably start moving some of those out. Wool coats, so let's say 150 wool coats here, and 150 wool coats here. We did buy some wool. Eventually we're not going to need to buy wool. We'll just won't bother anymore. How's things going over here at the hospital? It's almost done. You can see now our logs numbers are going up, our stone numbers gone up, and our iron numbers gone up because we set those guys to grabbing all that stuff a while back. It's going to increase the builder priority and get this done. Get it done. Hurry up, you guys. I'm tired of your waiting. Nobody wants you to wait anymore. Alright, I'm not going to put anybody working there. Doesn't see the point of it right now. I mean, could get our people slightly healthier, but I don't really think it will. The other thing that we could do at some point here is put a market in, which will decrease the amount of food people are using, etc., etc. They'll stop hoarding as much because they'll have the market. But we're doing all right without it right now, so it's not a super priority. We do have more than enough workers, though, so We are going to pump up some of our numbers here. If we do need more, we can always borrow from some of the less needed categories, of course. So our second tavern is one of the few building projects on the go. I'm assuming that our cemetery is closer to being done. Of course it's not. It's kind of out of the way, so they don't get over there as quickly. We'll tell them to do that. Get over there, do it, come on. And I think the next thing that I want to do is start expanding out into this area. So we'll be smart about it. We'll put in one Forester's Lodge there, and we'll put in another on this side. We don't really need a gatherer's hut, but we're going to put one in on each of those. And then we're going to put a storage unit, a storage barn, right beside the cemetery. Spooky. It's so spooky. I'm just kidding. It's not spooky at all. This is sort of future growth. I like to tax my builders. Keep them working too hard. Should always have way more jobs than they do people. Feel good about themselves that way. There's always something to do. And again, they're going to start using all of our logs in a hurry. Now that we're creating Forester's Lodges there, we can feel pretty comfy about taking all the trees from this area too. Check in on our sheep. This one's full now. So yeah, if you didn't know, this button right here next to the number will, if you hit it, it will show you what your current and previous season look like as far as production. So we got some mutton, which means they've now hit their maximum. So every time there's a new sheep born, one other sheep gets killed. So there's food being produced there. This guy probably will not produce any food until it hits that maximum. They do get a little bit of wool, but they don't kill any of the sheep until they've hit the maximum. Look at that, double trader. So this is, again, one of the reasons you want to have more than one trading post, is that you can quickly add the amount of stuff, the possibilities of stuff that's coming in from various traders, right? So this guy's got a bunch of food. He's got some peaches. We're going to buy all of his stuff. And now we've got some wool coats that we can use. So there you go, 100 wool coats. And traded. Dismissed. And this guy, he wants to trade us hide coats. We don't want hide coats. We got no need for that. So we've never said, oh, this is Rock, the trader, the Rock. So we're going to tell him we want iron. Bring some leather. Sure, why not? Steel tools, stone, log, and wool. We're going to make our own coats. We don't need those. We don't need iron tools. We don't really need steel tools. We can start grabbing those later. And that's good. We don't need coal right now because we're not doing anything with the steel tools. So those are all good things, and make sure that he brings them every visit. So thank you, The Rock. Okay, so things are going good. We're having a good time here in town. Maybe too good. None of these buildings do we need in any kind of great hurry, so we're not in any kind of rush. You can see they're still coming and getting the stone that we told them to come and get a while ago. Because there's a lot of priorities been set, we could easily come over here and say, hey, don't worry about that stuff for now. A lot of those are going to be the trees, of course, so we do kind of want the trees, but that's okay. We're not in a great rush for anything to happen at this point. Our storage units are not overly flowing yet, though they may be pretty soon. If it does get to the point where we've got too much stuff and we don't feel like building another storage unit, we could just start taking some of our inventory and putting it into the trading posts. Grab 3,000 units of potato, and all of a sudden you've got 3,000 units that you can use for other stuff. So keep that in mind as an effective strategy. Our alcohol limit is currently set to 500. I'm going to ramp that up, and we're going to start at some point pulling the ale into the trading posts as well. And with those three things, there's pretty much nothing we can't buy. The only cap after that becomes how quickly can they replace the stuff that we're spending. So if we use all our ale to buy other things, how quickly can they replace that ale? You may get to the point where you're having to wait 2 or 3 visits before you can replace it or replenish it, but odds are you're going to bring in so much stuff by that point that adding new houses, adding new production is not going to be a problem for you. Speaking of which, let's overload our builders even further. Another house. Okay, so we're down to 16 because the builders had finished building that. So what do we have in the queue right now? We have our storage barn. We put in 2 more foresters' lodges and 2 more gatherers' huts. And then this house over here. So there's a decent amount of stuff we've asked them to build. So we can just concentrate and focus on this little area. And again, on this side of the river, we did put in a little stockpile so that when they knock these trees and stuff down, they don't have to run them all the way back to the other side of the world. Okay, so we've got our 2 taverns. This guy's set to produce with apple, and this guy's using cherry. Now, I don't know how much. We don't have a lot of apple left. And our cherry's getting down in a hurry, so might switch these guys. This guy will go back to berries. And this guy I'm going to put on peach for the time being. Really what we want is to get to the point where we've got thousands and thousands of units of one single crop so that we can just set everybody. Apple's the best because you don't have to, when you add a new one, you don't have to switch it. It's the first one that shows up in the list, right? We could build orchards, but I just found every time I've used them, they're just so... takes so long to produce from them, and they don't produce a lot of product. It's really just easier to buy it in the long run. It's going to cost you a little bit, but you're making so much money on it that it's not worth worrying about. So they will have more sheep. We will buy more sheep. Again, it's costing us money in the short term, but in the long run, we'll be laughing. So yes, give us more sheep for the time being. So this one's at 11, and this one's already at 20, so that's going to add some more of those sheep to that area. Again, we have 1 empty pasture that we're keeping just in case there's a disease or something like that. There's only 14 in that one. We would just kill off 6 and move the rest over, and then it would all be fine. How are things going in speed up land over here? Pretty good, pretty good. Alright, that storage barn is built. And we're now adding our extra gatherer's hut and our extra forester. Again, we don't really have enough population to fully complement all of these buildings, but that's okay. Really, we could just get rid of one of these, like this. This forester's lodge is now sort of getting encroached on. This one's getting pretty seriously encroached on, so we could like take that one out if we wanted. I think it's still bringing value at this point, so I won't get rid of it yet. Our numbers, 59 people, 59 adults, 13 children, 12 students, 14 children. So those numbers are still okay. We're not going to see any huge growth anytime soon. This is a new guy, so bring me some apple. And bring beans, why not? And bring peach. And bring wheat. And everything else we're kind of producing for ourselves, maybe cabbage. I don't need any food. He doesn't have anything I especially want. I guess the berries would be alright to keep our ale flowing. So we will do that. Alright. So our extra gatherer's hut is now built. So we can put a few more people. So overall, 3 out of 4 for each. We're actually getting close to our food limit here. I don't know why I just don't crank this thing up to like 90,000. It's like saying, oh, after you hit a certain amount of food, stop bringing in more food. Well, can you ever really have too much food? No, Dave, you can't. Except when your storage units get filled, and then you just build more of those. Then I guess you could. Okay, so our Forester's Lodge is up. Our Gatherer's Hut is up. We could even pause these two. We don't really especially need them right at the moment. So we know that they're going to be there, but we're not going to bother finishing them for the time being. So we can add a few more Foresters to the jobs. And we're at 12 of 16 Gatherers. We've got 8 of 11 Farmers. We've got 2 out of 3 herdsmen. So yeah, we're doing good. We've got enough folks. Again, we could use some more trees. We're at 400 logs. See, now the nice thing is we've got the forester unit here, so now we're going to take all those. While we're taking those and dealing with those, these ones are coming back in, and these ones are coming back in, and these ones are coming back in, and now we've added this to the pile. So we've got a bunch of different areas that we can pull our logs from as we need them. And at the moment, we've got more than enough. We've got enough stone, we've got enough iron, we've got firewood. All the basic needs of the town are being met. I'm just adding a few more houses in, just to, again, to keep that population just constantly on the move. Our food chart's looking great. A lot of these charts I don't really ever look at. Our alcohol chart, this is when we built our breweries. The herbs, I mean, these you can pretty much see what you have right now. I don't really know if I care what traditionally our firewood situation has looked like. It's not really of great value to me. Our population graph, I will look at from time to time and just make sure that I can see. See, we've had a pretty steady number of kids and students, and that's an important one to keep an eye on from time to time. But you can also just check it here and make sure that your numbers are looking all right. And also our overview. So before, we actually had the same number of homes as families. We're a little bit behind now. There's 10 more families than there are homes for them. So we want to keep those numbers pretty good. Keep your population in growth rather than the other way, because that could really come around to hurt you after a while. Oh, we told these guys to bring us peppers every time, and we have peppers now. So, oh no, sorry, this is a new guy. So bring me wheat seeds. Those are the only other seeds I really need right now, and that's mostly just for the ale. We could put in a few different kinds of foods. I don't really see the point. We're doing fine. So, bustling little metropolis. Everything seems to be great. We've got a couple new houses being built here. Just a little reluctant to put too much stuff in. I want to have a couple more trading posts at the bottom here at some point. And I want to have enough room for the brewers, and maybe some tailors down here would be nice. Although I guess I could do the tailors. There's this little sort of spit of land over here that we could put them into. There's probably enough room for a trading post up here too. Though it's kind of nice having everything just down in the one area. You can kind of just keep your map on that area, and that way when somebody pops in, you can also use the little icon. You can click on that icon, it'll zap you over to whichever trading post it is. So we could build the other trading post right now. There's no great need to, but I mean, I guess all it's going to do really is bring in more traders and increase that chance of bringing in the stuff that you really want. What it does do, of course, is spread out the amount of stuff that you have in each one, right? So if you want to make sure you have 500 firewood in each, for instance, you'd have to have 2,000 now instead of 1,000. And then you just have to be careful that you're not overloading your production by buying everything all at the same time. So, yeah, we could do that. Sure, why not? Let's do that. I'm going to put one trade. I'm going to build both right now. Gosh darn it. There's a bunch of stuff in this stockpile right here. They can build it fairly quickly. Got a couple more old age dying offers. Dying offers, you know. Like you do. Food situation's really good. We just added that new gathering hut over here. Again, if I needed another sort of town center, if we want to call it that. I just did air quotes with my hands, by the way. You can't see that, but I did. We could easily add them into this area here because there's some good food production and wool production, etc. Over in the world of sheep, we have 20 in the one place. We've got 18 in the other place. So we're pretty much full in those two. We could add a third now, which is what we'll do. Another pasture. So we'll add a third pasture in, and that will again just slowly increase the number of sheep we have in the town. 33 wool, yeah, for the time being. We could check our inventory. What's our wool number? 64. Sure. Just for now. Eventually we will stop. But for now, we will take those. And yeah, space is getting a little tight here, but I think we should have enough room to do both tailors and brewers in this area. Guess you don't really need them this close in, but it's that way. You can keep an eye on all your production at the same time. So I'm gonna throw 2 more tailors in. We got a couple cold people. Where are our cold people? What's going on? Where's our cold people? Oh, somebody froze to death. There he is. What's he doing over there? Man, that dude was pretty far away. Maybe he deserved to freeze to death. He's not the smartest guy. Unless we told him to grab something over there, but I can't imagine what was over there. Oh well. Chalk it up to experience. See, we're getting to the point where our production is full. What we can do is there's 1,600 units of venison, which we haven't actually used for anything yet to buy. So let's say 1,400 at that one and 1,400 at this one. And that's going to pull a bunch of material out of those. Ale, we've got 400 units of ale, so we could put, say, 200 in each of these two right now. And that's going to clear up some space in those. This guy's got more sheep. You know, I am going to buy these sheep. I keep saying I'm not. I'm going to stop buying them, but let's just buy them all because we've got our third unit in. Oh, I keep doing this, don't I? We got our third field in. It's just accelerating it. We don't have to buy them. We could just take time and wait it out, but rather than do that, we're going to add in our third field here very quickly, and it'll just help accelerate that one to full. So we'll split this one, and that'll be 9, and then the 6 we just brought, it'll bring that one up to 14. This one's at 18 right now and 20, so you can see we're actually producing mutton now too. That's another thing. We got 1,300 units of mutton. So we could tell this guy, bring in 500 units of mutton. This guy, bring in 500 units of mutton. So all the meats, of course, are worth 3 units to the 1 of vegetables or fruits or that kind of thing. So they're good things to have. We've got our other 2 tailors now. So get me some wool coats. What's our leather situation? We've actually got a decent amount of leather, so I'm going to make this guy do warm coats. Warm coats. So, how are we for roads here? Yeah, see, this one's getting built on pretty heavily. This gatherer is going to become less effective as we have more stuff coming in this area. That's okay. We'll just move them out. They can go a little further out here. We'll just rebuild them further out. There's no need to do that right now. We're good. Our numbers are looking good, 63, 9, 16. We've got 3 extra laborers. We do have some open spots, but it's nothing that's causing us a lot of distress right now as far as having enough stuff. We're doing great. Berries in this tavern. That guy ran out of material. We've got one of our 2 extra trades up. Traders. So we'll start easy. 500 mutton, 200 ale. Give me 200 wool coats, 500 venison. Now, we're kind of at production capacity already, so we're not going to bring in too much. We'll grab these cherries because then we can continue our ale production. But other than that, we're not going to. And really, the quick solution here is just to build another. Whoa, things are happening in a hurry. So we're going to pause just for a sec to make sure that we know where we're at. We might as well just build one more storage facility. There is not much stuff in this particular trading post yet. We just built it. They don't have anything we're really dying for, so we might just dismiss this guy. But first we're going to tell him, bring us apples, bring us peaches. Bring us wool, bring us log, bring us stone. No one's brought us stone yet. That's an important one. Herbs are always nice. Iron's great. And maybe beans. And bring those every time. Yeah. Excuse me. And we'll let that guy go. So, here we go. Now we're actually seeing that we don't have a ton of extra laborers. We do have some students, so hopefully our numbers will stay up. If it does start getting low, and we just lost 1 to old age, so we have to be careful now because we have no laborers. If we lose our teacher, we get 11 extra laborers, but they're not going to be educated. So I'm going to take a couple guys out of the foresters for the time being. And we actually do need to cut down some trees because our forestry numbers are looking low too. So which one do we pull from? I don't know. Let's grab this one. And this guy is starting to rebuild again there, so we're just waiting for this to finish rebuilding. One of the reasons our logs are low, of course, is because we just added a bunch of buildings. Every time you do that, it's going to affect things. So, okay, I'm going to pause again because I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So, a couple hundred ale. I want 500 firewood. I want 500 mutton. 200 coats. So already we've got a pretty robust economy. You can see the stuff that we've chosen here on this screen as well. Venison, I guess, is the other one that we would like to keep coming in. Now we've got 4 trading posts. We're probably not going to have a lot, so there's not going to be a ton of venison hanging around. We're down to 51 there. The ale is going to be gone because, of course, the trading posts fill up before stuff is left in the town. So only after we have all the trading posts filled with ale will the ale start piling up in town. But that's okay. We're cool with that. Because it's just going to mean more stuff that we can buy, so the need to make all this stuff is going to drop because we're just going to be purchasing tons and tons of stuff after a while. So the first time we get the opportunity to buy 12,000 apple units at the same time, that's going to give us way more than enough, and we're going to turn all that into ale, and so you can see our cycle just gets better and better and better. Okay, so we're going to add our third herdsman over here. We're going to tell him sheep, and we're going to empty that one. So we technically don't even have to split that other area. We just want one guy in each of these fields. Don't really need more than one pasture or herdsman in a pasture. Oh, look, stone. Hooray. Oh, we have nothing in this trading post yet. How do you like that? So, we shall just wait and see if any arrive. I'm not sure if increasing the priority makes more stuff come into the trading post, but if we get to the point where our the amount of people we have starts expanding, one area that will add more people to is the traders, so that they can have the ability to add more items to the trading posts quickly. So we have only one extra laborer. You can see that numbers. We only got 9 students. We got 62 adults, and we got 22 children. So we have more children coming up behind, but the number of students is a bit low at this point. We should hopefully be okay. We'll be able to ride this. Oh, we just lost another one, so I'm going to pause. So again, we're down to 0 laborers. So what's going to happen is we're going to start losing foresters, which is going to slow down our log production, at least temporarily. We got 6 sheep. I think we're going to pass on the sheep this time. I think we've hit the point where we don't really need to do that anymore. So we've probably got enough at this point. There you go. See, we've got some firewood. Now, it's probably more than enough to buy all this stuff. So let's say 120. Yeah, that's pretty close. Oops. My math skills are no better. My estimating skills slightly better from playing this game. So that's nice. We can buy some stone now. We don't have to spend as much time or laborers getting it. And that's just what's going to keep happening, is life's going to keep getting easier for these people because we're going to just import everything. Let's check our food graphs. Looking pretty good. Our overview, our homes versus families is pretty close. We got 30 homes, 33 families. Again, it's easy to forget to just keep adding a couple houses every now and then. And it's a really good idea because you don't want to fall behind that curve. You don't want to get to the point where you've got no people and you're suddenly scrambling and leaving spots open. Okay, so this guy is one of our happy guys because he's going to bring us lots of stuff that we can use to keep our ale going. I like to throw a couple different kinds like vegetables and a couple of fruits into the always bring me, just to keep that food variety up for everyone. But the most important thing he's bringing me is a bunch of apples. Really, we could buy everything you have, but we got 20,000 food units. We're doing fine for food, so we will buy up all of his apples. And we can tell these guys, just start using apples for the time being. Now, we'll probably run out of apples because he's only brought us 600 some odd, but so be it. So yeah, apologies, we're in a bit of a build phase right now, so it's a little slower than things would be otherwise. We've got a few more laborers coming on, so we're not sweating as much as far as our numbers go. And with the 4 trading posts now, we've got a lot of goods coming in at a pretty regular rate. So this would be a good person to order from, right? Like that order right there is a good variety of foods if we're worried about that, which we're not really. So again, a couple different kinds of food. I always want apple because I'm going to start using that for my ale. I want wheat because I might end up switching over to that once I get some seeds. I'm not going to buy meat. We've got enough mutton. We've got enough venison. We don't need to buy meat. Grains and all that. We've got everything else is covered, really. So it's just, you know, do you want to throw a couple different kinds of food in there? I guess you could. This guy's got nothing that we actually need right now, so we're just going to tell them, and next time you come, bring stuff. But we're not buying anything from you right now. Beat it. So yeah, the town's doing fine. We've got one of everything. One thing I might throw in, we've got one well there. I'm going to throw in another one over here because I'm always paranoid that things are going to start burning down. I mean, this one's pretty close to the river. We don't really need one there. They'll just use the river when they're ready. So, how's things going over in Sheepland? We've got 2 full, and the third one's on its way to being full. Our mutton number is up to 1,100 again. That's theoretically after filling all 4 of our trading posts. So we've got lots of mutton. If you don't keep your eye on that and keep adding it to the different trading posts, it'll get away from you. I'm telling you, man, it'll get away from you. Which is good, because there's just more stuff that you're trading away to others, right? Venison, our venison number is still very low because we asked these guys to all start bringing in some venison. That one's almost full. This one is full. So the next couple of deer that we grab are going to be going into the general food situation. Now, really, we could have just gone all on logs, not worried about the wool, not worried about the ale, but I kind of like this because it's a bit more of a varied economy this way. So for some reason something slows down in one area, we can pick it up in another area, and everybody's good. Our resource numbers are great right now. I'm going to throw in a couple more houses. You see we got 500 logs, we got 200 stone, we've got 200 iron. We're laughing. We could start thinking about adding some steel tools and that kind of thing in now. Probably rather buy them than worry about buying coal and turning them into steel tools. I'm not really going to sweat that at this point. So this is going to bring us to the end of part 3. So we have pretty much reached the point where we are kind of laughing. So part 4 will just be, watching everything go crazy into a super robust economy. We are pretty much at that level now where we don't really have to produce a whole lot of stuff. We've got enough different kinds of production that we're not going to sweat it. I still don't have wheat seeds, so I'm asking everyone to bring me those. So we're going to pause things here, and we will return for part 4 of the boarding videos. This is a Where Games video. Thank you very much for watching. If you do have any feedback, we love feedback. We love it. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you very much for watching, and have yourselves a great day. All right, bye.